All right, I'm gonna do a quick video for you guys today, a little bit of a cooking video. So this is my first time doing this sort of video. So I'm just gonna run you guys what I'm doing. I've got a whole deer shoulder that's bone in, everything. This was a doe that I shot in Wisconsin, and I basically just deboned it and but I kept the shoulders whole. I like to do bone-in shoulders in the crock pot and then just slow cook them. It falls right off the bone. So I'm going to show you guys kind of my settings and then the recipe. So we've got the bone-in shoulder, Montreal steak, a beer, cream of mushroom soup, some garlic salt, and some olive oil. And I don't have any special, I guess, proportions that I'm doing. I just kind of eyeball it. So we're gonna start with the olive oil. Do a drizzle on there. Then next, I'm gonna put the Montreal steak seasoning in. Plenty of that in there. Wash it around with a non-alcoholic brew, Athletic Brewing Company. All right. A little more seasoning on top. I got garlic salt. And next, I'm going to open this cream of mushroom soup. Oh yeah. All right, so this I'm just gonna put in there, and it'll start to, once the meat starts breaking apart, when it's in there, that'll just kind of mix in with the beer and the seasoning and all that. So but we can go ahead and just kind of get an even spread around here. Everything's gonna cook though. Get some sort of flavoring on it. All right. So now we have everything good to go. In here, we're gonna put it in the crock pot cooker. All right, so go ahead and do 12 on low. Let's see how that does. Just let it cook overnight, so then it will basically be slow cooking in the crock pot for 12 hours. And then we'll see how it turns out tomorrow. All right, gotta wait. All right, I'm awake and it's been 12 hours, so I'm gonna go ahead and check out the crock pot, see how everything's doing, and give it a little more time if it needs it, but it's been on 12 hours on low, so here we go. Let's fog up my camera. There we go. That looks pretty good. Just fell off the bone pretty much. Here's the shoulder. It's just peeling right off. Try not to fog up my camera here. So here's the shoulder, and all this meat is just pulling apart. It's still a little bit red, so, but honestly it's tender, so that's definitely edible. Definitely cooked, but I'm gonna remove this bone and give it probably a little more time, just a couple more hours on low, just let everything kind of soak for a little while. There's the other part of the leg. So I did a shoulder and the lower part of that leg, so it was all one piece that I just put in the crock pot. So all right, I'm gonna put this back together. Now I'm going to set this for all right, I got it set to 4 more hours. I'm just gonna go work out, and then an hour or two later I'll just put it on warm or take it out and box it up. But it turned out very well. That's like my 3rd or 4th time doing an entire shoulder bone in the crock pot, so it's always turned out really good. It kind of just eliminates part of the processing. When you're cutting up your deer, you're not worried about deboning everything from the shoulder unless you go to a processor to have the meat processed. So it's just an easy way. If you quarter your deer, if you butcher it in the field, you can just take the shoulders right off, including the lower leg. And unless it's just like a really big buck, it'll fit in the crock pot. So it's a pretty good way to just utilize all the meat. It all just falls off the bone, as you saw, and it looks really good. So I'll let you know when it's done.